Do you guys have any insights into what a royal family Christmas is like on the day at St. Andrews?
I do, actually, because I wrote a book called Royal Style. And I think a lot of the information I got was from people that worked in the various royal residences. And they all pull crackers and put on hats, but except the Queen never did. And I presume that Charles probably won't.
Oh, really?
Well, I don't know.
He's already got a crown, hasn't he?
He's already got a crown, so I think...
Got a couple, actually.
And in the Queen's day, anyone sort of that couldn't actually hold a knife and fork, i.e. the children, had to have lunch upstairs in the nursery. But I think all the children that will be there, which would include, you know, Fergie's grandchildren, I think probably they won't be there, they're too young.
OK.
But so there was an age limit, but I think they probably changed that a bit. But
and also they exchange their presidents in Christmas Eve, don't they?
So they get all that over.
Which is apparently a European tradition.
Is it Norwegian?
Is it? Yeah. And they do that, and then of course they have the lunch. And then, I mean, for many years, our Queen Camilla, she would leave after lunch and go and spend time with her own family down in Wiltshire.
And Diana used to always leave after lunch.
Well, Diana went, yes, she did actually. Not always, but a few times I remember, I remember her passing me on the motorway
when things were really not going at all well, she used to dread these royal family Christmases. And she would always, and sometimes she escaped even before lunch, I think. Just did the church.
Yeah.
Well, there are lots of ins and outs. I mean,
There's
Sarah
lots of ins
Ferguson
and outs.
hadn't been there for a while, and then we saw her at the Christmas walk last week, didn't we? When she went to church. You know, Prince Andrew will be there. He's part of the family. But there are kind of ins and outs where people, you know, are banished for a couple of years and then return. But I'm fascinated by the seating plan. Do you have any insights? If there's 45 people, do you have any insights like who decides where anyone sits?
I think it must be. I imagine, you know, the King will sit where he wants, and that'll be the head of the table. So
the middle, they usually sit in the middle.
Wherever you sit, he's the head of the table, isn't he? So, you know, and I think, look, it's a family. I don't think, you know, do they dress up for it?
Yes, they do, actually. Not in... I mean, but they're smart from church.
Smart, yeah.
They're wearing their smart clothes. And then the Queen always used to do a plasmor very carefully. Now, whether King Charles does that or not, I don't know. I suspect that Camilla does the plasmor. I mean, Camilla is a great hostess. She would know exactly how to do it. So it's much easier when you've got that many people to have, you know, they'd have their names on a board.
Right.
Not a board like we see at sort of events, but like a beautiful leather board. Then you slide the names in and out. Do you see what I mean?
I'm just wondering if there's any people like moving names around.
Oh, yes, they probably... I don't want to sit next to them. Yeah.
No, it'll be very exciting. I mean, obviously, you'll be there on Christmas Day.
Well, you know, as many years I do it. I mean, one year I remember we were up there and it was Zara Phillips had a tongue piercer with a stud. And everybody's desperate. We're all desperate to get this picture of the tongue, you see. And then I'm driving back to London and the office rang and said, have you got a picture of Princess Anne? I said, no, the story's about Zara Phillips and the stud. No, have you got a picture of Princess Anne? So I said, no, but and I got on the phone, rang all the other photographers. Have you got a Princess Anne? Rang the guy from the Mail. He said, no, it's all about Zara Phillips. I said, no, but have you got Princess Anne? No. Rang the Mirror, rang the Express, no. And apparently it turned out that as she got a bouquet, Princess Anne, as she got a bouquet of one of the visitors, she said, I've been up all night making this for you. And Princess Anne said, you must be mad. And that was the story, you know. And so, you know, although there's some, you know, the stars of the royal family are there, obviously, Catherine and William and the children, and our king and queen, but sometimes the story's elsewhere. And I missed it, I'm afraid, but someone got a picture somewhere.
That's got to be a first, Arthur.
Well, no, I wished it was, but it's not.
But no, the amazing thing is that when I've been there, that people are there from about 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. People come from, I've met people from America and Canada that have come over.
There's a big Air Force base near there as well, American Air Force Base. They come from there, yeah. But it is a great day. I quite enjoy it. I mean, it's a great occasion. Everybody's very festive.
What do you do afterwards, Arthur? Do you go and have a drink with everybody?
No, I go and see a family that I've known up there for years. Really, really, well, lovely people. And I go to have a mince pie and a cup of tea with them. And I go to, we have lunch with one of my children afterwards, yeah. But the thing is, it's a great day because like, for instance, you know, Sarah Ferguson was there this year, but what people don't know, she was there the year before, but she didn't go to church. And but slowly, you know, she's been, and Andrew come to walks with her. And I think the King, this is Christmas, it's a family time, and he wants all the family there. And I think that's the most amazing thing, you know, is for all of us, you know, people travel all over the country just to be with the family for Christmas, and I think that's just...
And they're not going to turn the invitation down.
And who's going to say no, yeah.
Well, 45, I mean, it says it's all about family.
Well, good luck with the chef anyway. He's got plenty of turkeys.
Now I've got a confession to make, Ingrid. I've been a dereliction of duty. I've not watched Prince Harry's polo show, which is called Polo. A lot of imagination, I think, has gone into the name of that. But it's part of their, you know, Netflix deal. Will be running out soon. They've got an awful lot of money to produce this show. Well, the co-producers, Archwell, are kind of behind the camera. We see Harry and Meghan, I believe, very briefly. You are a big Polo fan. Tell me you've seen the 5-part series and you can tell us if it's any good or not.
I have seen the 5-part series, and I think unless you're knowledgeable a bit about polo, it would be very dull. I was quite interested because it showed the Campioso, the father and son, who are the best polo players in the world, but that interested me. But I think where it missed out is there's such a backstory about polo. And people love animals. Where do the horses come from? How are they trained? How are they looked after? There was none of that. It was like the housewives of America.
Are you disappointed that Harry and Meghan are not in it? Or is the point that they're not in it because they're being less controversial? You know, that they're behind the camera. Are you disappointed that that Harry, for instance, wasn't front and centre playing polo?
Well, he did, you know, play. There was a bit of him playing polo and a bit of him talking to people. And Meghan appeared and spoke to Campioso, who's this amazing Argentine player, in Spanish, and sort of did a lot of wiggling about that. And then he asked, does Harry speak Spanish? And Meghan said, yes. And Harry said, no. But I mean, quite honestly, it wasn't exciting.
No, I can't stand polo. I must have been to 1,000 games, and I can't bear the game. I mean, it was
it's
a
not
great...
a spectator sport, is
well,
it,
it's
Arthur?
not. They're great pictures. I mean, it's some wonderful pictures at polo. One of the best pictures I've ever taken, but it wasn't the game. Although I did photograph him No, I didn't photograph him. I was in Sydney once, and he fell off his polo pony, and I spent all day tracking down someone who had the picture of him falling off. So, yeah, so that was a bit of an event. But, you know, normally, I mean, I couldn't bear the game. It was 7 chukkers or 7 minutes, 4 chukkers. I was watching the clock.